Hi, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. This is the Elite Result 36. This is the Elite Remedy. Now, what's the difference between them and how do they shoot and how do they compare? Well, to start off with, the Elite 36 is 36 inches long. The Elite Remedy is 34 inches. I'm not sure what difference that's going to have on accuracy. The Elite 36, the Elite Result 36, because they're both green, the Elite Result 36 has almost a 7-inch brace height, and the Remedy has about a 6.5, a little bit under that, 6 3/8. I'm not sure what difference that's going to have on accuracy. I'm thinking the result's going to be a little bit more stable, so that's what we're going to compare. The Remedy has a roller cable slide, which you can adjust. The Remedy has a cable guard, which you can adjust in or out to take torque off. The cams on the Result 36 are slightly smaller than the 36, so if I overlay them on top of one another, now the smaller cam should make the bow a little bit harder to draw, and that's what we're going to compare. So up against one another, you can see that that's the 36, this one, and that's the Remedy. So the Remedy's slightly bigger cam. So that results in the Remedy also being a slightly longer draw length because it's bigger cam, even though it's shorter axle. So the Remedy goes out to 31 inches, where the Result 36 goes out to 30 inches, so from 23 to 30. The Result also has a lower rear position for the rear stabilizer. It also has a mid one there, so there and there. The Remedy only has the one position point. They both have the dual slide sight spots there, both the same type of paint, which is a very solid paint. Besides that, they're both pretty similar cost and all that. You can rotate the limbs on these bows for tuning. So if you let's say you're getting a left or right tear, you can tune the limbs, so you can move the limbs left or right, up or down. It's quite simple through moving this bolt here. I wouldn't suggest doing it. I get people, they say, look, I've done this, and I'm like, why have you done this? I don't get why you're doing. I don't get why you're doing stuff. Did you actually shoot it through paper? Did you get a left tear and then did you fix it up, or are you just doing stuff to play with stuff? I don't know. So anyway, that's what it's there for. If you're getting a tune, I haven't done this. I've seen videos on people doing it, and look, it looks pretty cool. But for me, I took the Remedy out, I shot indoor with it, I shot 299 out, 300 straight out the box. I was pretty happy with it. I just, I did a couple of videos on it where I made some adjustments to make the bow more comfortable. That's what I'm interested in making the bow more suited for me. So I'm interested in if this bow will be more stable to aim than the Remedy. I'm interested in the shock. I'm interested in the draw, if it's a harder draw. I'm interested in just how this bow is to shoot. So part of that will be we're going to put it over the chronograph to see if this bow is physically faster or slower. The specs say 330 for the Result, which is quite quick, and 331 for the Remedy. So the specs say this is going to be pretty much the same. Now on that speed, it's going to be about the same as the TRX 38, which I just shot, which was quite an aggressive draw cycle, I thought. So I'm going to be interested to try that. So with that, let's try the draw cycle, let's check the speeds, and then we'll compare the Remedy to it. So when I review these bows, what I'm looking for is do I prefer the way the bow feels to shoot, how it adjusts, how is it value for money? Look, I like these cams. Easy to adjust the draw length. I adjusted this just before, obviously, shooting this video. I fitted the peep sight. Look, I moved the cam. It was easy. You've got finite adjustment, so you've got, it's not like you can adjust half an inch at a time, like the PSEs are half an inch, the Hoyts are half an inch, this you can do quarter of an inches. I adjusted the draw stop. I moved the draw stop forward because I didn't want so much of a valley. I didn't want it to dump into the valley. It's on full poundage. I basically set it the way I set up the Remedy. So with the Remedy, first off, I shot it straight out of the box. And I was like, I don't like the way it dumps into the valley. Not that it was bad. I just wanted it a bit smoother. . 'Cause, 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 ' So this is 60 about there, and it's quite easy. It's valley, valley, stop. We're going to take this shot. ...263 feet per second. Now that was with a VAP, which weighs 390, so it's a 350 VAP. That's why I shoot for target. Seems quite slow. The draw cycle seemed quite easy. Let's just do another one. Like there's no... Like this bow is maxed out at 60. It feels like it's 50. It's definitely a 60. It feels like 50. Like that's there. That's peaking. Valley. There. Stop. That's me leaning the bow down. You can see it's not. At no stage is that hurting my arm or shoulder. With the Mathews, it physically hurt, and it dumped into the valley more aggressively. Now I'm pretty sure the Mathews was faster. So let's just do the speed again. Look, the grip feels nice. It feels like the Remedy. It says it was 263. Let's just shoot a gold tip velocity. Throughout the gold tip velocity weighs 327. Look, this feels like a slow bow. It feels like a target bow. There's very little movement forward with the bow. So it feels slow, it feels quiet. When I say it feels quiet, it just doesn't feel like it has much oomph. It feels easy, if you know what I mean. .285. Pretty sure the Mathews was doing 290s, maybe even 300s with that arrow. So yeah, the draw length maybe different. I don't know. It's not the speed of the other bows. Now we'll compare it to the Remedy. I've been shooting the Remedy for, I'm going to say since I did the video, for probably 3-4 weeks now. Gave it to one of my staff to shoot. He shot it for a week. Look, I've really enjoyed shooting the Remedy. It's been a very nice bow to shoot. Now I did get 2 phone calls from customers saying that the cables here touch on the cam when they pull back. And they go, like all the Remedies do it, and I'm like, well, there's no sign of wear here at all on the cables. So with that, I'm a little bit, I've looked at this bow, I suppose when people say this stuff, I'm like, well, is it showing signs of wear? The Mathews TRG used to rub. The cam used to rub against the string, which is why they put that plastic clip there on the cable. Look, it didn't really wear out the serving, but some people got annoyed with it, and now people seem to be accepting it. This is quite a different draw cycle with the bigger cam, and I feel like so I've got the draw stop on this one further forward, so it's not dropping into the valley as much as the other one. This one, the Remedy, feels much easier to draw at 60 than the Result, and that's because of the bigger cams. Should be a little bit quicker because it's got a 1/2 inch smaller brace height. But you can see there, that's peak, valley, let it down, peak, valley, going to take a shot. So that's 281, and that's with a VAP. And with this is with the gold tip velocity, which is a 327 grain arrow, which I think the remedy was 290s. .288. So pretty similar. Like the remedy is a very sweet tuning bow. It's quiet. It's very adjustable. I like the paintwork finish. It's quite hardy, and I really like the price point. I think the price point's well priced. The weight of both these bows is about the same at about 4.7. Now these peeps, you can see they're on a slight angle, so that's square and a slight angle. So when you pull the string back, the peep is rotating to there. Look, that's not an issue to me. So with that, let's put the target sights and the stabilizers on the remedy, on the result, and see how I feel about the bow at like a target distance, and see if it aims a little bit easier than the remedy. And it's not that the remedy was hard to aim, I just felt like it was a little bit twitchier than a bigger brace height. So that's why I wanted to try the result. I wanted to see how it felt because I was quite comfortable in the bow, but I was interested in whether it would be a little bit more stable. Okay, so I'm back at 18 meters and we're ready to shoot. Now, one of the things I love about Elite is the paintwork. I'm not sure how they do it, but this is the remedy. I've just taken the side off. Now with paint, when you take the side off, you often get chipping under here. You can see it's completely no marks at all. Amazing finish. It's one of the things I really like about the quality of the product. The paintwork is amazing. It's like anodizing. It's really durable. And then people get paint and they go, oh, look at this chip. It's like paint. It's look, one of the things I really like too is the two arrow rest holes here, so you can bolt the arrow rest on in two spots. I haven't done it with this one. I just did it once because I was in a rush today to set up this bow. Now I have shot this bow 5 times at 18, and the last 2 arrows were in the 10. I'm going to say the peep sight's a little bit low. I'd like the peep sight up a little bit higher. I'd probably like a little bit less valley in this bow, so I've put it at the first position. Here I'd probably like it up one more, which is the same as the remedy. But besides that, the bow feels nice to shoot. It feels very easy to draw. There feels no vibration at all when you shoot it. It's extremely quiet. So I'm surrounded. This is the suburbs. And I've got neighbours looking in on me. Like, I don't think they can hear the bow being shot. Maybe I'm kidding myself, but it feels really, really quiet. Now this bow, obviously, this bow was returned from a customer. He brought it. He said he didn't shoot it. He might have shot a few arrows and he wanted a remedy, the one I was shooting my video. So we swapped it over. We charged him something to swap it because he had shot it, but this is the D-loop he's got on. Now this D-loop is substantially longer than I normally fit. Normally I'd fit one probably half the size of that. And one thing I've noticed with this is with the remedy, when I shot the remedy video, the arrow would bounce off the blade, and I had to go for a wider blade, which I did on the video. This rest, I've got the same rest and I've got the narrowest blade I've got, and they don't seem to be bouncing off. So I'm either stronger or I'm not getting the same. For some reason it's drawing back smoother. The bow doesn't feel as smooth to draw, but maybe because it's a bigger brace height, because it's 6.5 years drawing from there instead of there. For some reason I'm not getting the bounce with the bigger brace height, so I'm not sure if it's a D-loop or what it is, but I'm not getting the bounce. When I first did the review of the result, I could hear the cables going through the cable guard. I can't hear that now. Saying that, I'd still probably prefer a roller slide, but look, at the way this bow is shooting, I'd be more than happy just shooting the way it is. This was a bit different down here low, and I obviously haven't done any adjustments at all. I haven't tuned the bow. This is me just shooting it to see how I feel, which is the same as I did with the result. So with the remedy. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to see how the bow aims, how I feel with it, see if I like it better than the remedy, see if I like it better than the citation I shoot. Now, very easy to draw, little vibration when you shoot it, which I've already said. The valley is, I'm getting back into the valley. I like less valley because I'm getting back there. I'm not feeling enough back tension. I feel like I want to work more at the shot. I really like the cable guard on this bow. It bolts into the riser twice. I like that system. In fact, PSE's got one almost identical, and I can't pick the difference between the Elite cable guard and the PSE cable guard. Whether there's a copyright or patent on it and someone's paying someone, I don't know. I'm just saying I like the look of the cable guard. When I drew back the Mathews TRG, which I shot like 2 or 3 days ago, when I aimed it and I pulled back, the sight pin's always aimed at the gold. When I drew it back, the sight pin really drops off the target and then I've got to re-aim the bow. With this bow, I'm aiming right the way through the shot and I feel like I'm dead on the target straight away. So I feel like I'm aiming for longer with this bow in a shorter period of time because I feel like my sight pin's straight on the target straight away. With this bow, it's not the same sort of weights that I'm using with my normal bow. It's only got 7 ounces on the front. My normal citation, I think I've got about 16 on the front. Again, I'm just trying to get the feel of the bow, see how I shoot, see if I like it. I do feel like it's less twitchy than the remedy. The remedy was nice and I shot well with it. But I can remember saying something about I felt like it was a little bit twitchy. There was a bit of wind in that shot and it just aimed the whole time at the 10. Literally did not move off. Now last week, the week before was Lancaster, and an elite shooter, pretty much I would say an unknown. Now he's probably a state champion in his own rank. I've never heard of him before. Won the shoot and he shot amazing. There was actually, I'm going to get it wrong, I think there was 3 elites in the top 8. There was definitely 3 PSEs, 3 elites, maybe there was 2 elites. Anyway, the shooters shot particularly well and the bows looked really easy to shoot. And I'm going to say, when I was watching I was like, I really want to try this bow out because it looks easy. Look, it's a really lovely bow to shoot. Now the angle, 36 inches, 37 inch axle to axle versus the 34 inches axle to axle. I can't pick it. The peep sight, the peep sight should be closer to my eye with the result than the remedy because of the angle. I've got the same peep in it, I've got the same sight. The picture looks exactly the same. going to say the other thing is the string angle should be tighter on the Remedy than the Result. So I should be getting a slightly different angle on my face. I can't feel any difference at all in the way the bow shoots. I would expect there to be more vibration with the Result. And to be honestly, I really can't pick it. I'm going to say the drawn cycle feels a bit smoother in the Remedy. I think I prefer the bigger cams than the smaller cams. Now, with the Elite cam system, the cable tracks in its own unique module, so it's quite a thick module, it's strong, really like it. You can also fit limb stops to the bow to create that solid wall. Look, to me, I like the feel of this bow. One of my friends on Facebook's, Lewis Holmes, he shot this bow in Lancaster and in Vegas, the 36. He doesn't shoot with limb stops because he likes that, he likes the feel of it. Now, I don't think he's actually tried the limb stops. I think he got the bow and just started shooting it. And I know he shot a 300 in Vegas because I saw a picture of him with the 300. This bow, I don't know the grips. I feel like the grip's really good down the other end. I feel like it's high and I feel like it's to the right, but it feels really, really good to shoot. I like the grip on the Elite. It kind of narrows in. It feels like my hand's in exactly the same position every time. I'm going to say I think Mathews improved their grip in the TRX from the older versions. I like the PSE grip because I'm very familiar with it, but the Elite grip is a nice, repeatable grip. I do like the Bowtech grips, but this grip, it just feels, the whole angle of it, where the bow comes up along this pointy finger, feels great. It just feels awesome. When I do reviews, often the grip digs into my thumb when I'm shooting and it hurts. A lot of the Mathews dig into my thumb. A lot of the Hoyts dig into this thumb here on the side. Some of them sort of dig into this finger up here. It just feels like it feels like it wasn't built by a shooter, and I'm like, well, how do you hold your hand? You're obviously not holding your hand like that to shoot. You're obviously holding it like that. Or like, whoever designed that bow has designed it, they're holding their hand in a different spot. The Elite just feels like it's just perfect. The hand design, it's very, very nice. That end was getting bitten by an ant. I'm just going to shoot one more. I'm going to say I really cannot pick the difference between this bow and the Remedy. Now, ideally you'd like the Remedy to be faster, because it's more of a 3D bow. But then I'm like, and I want to like the Remedy because of the roller cable slide, because I like that. But I'm feeling this bow aims better. Like it just literally aims. I can remember when I was shooting in bow before, I said to one of the shooters I sponsor, I said, my pin just bounces all over the place. I said, I don't know how people shoot X's. Because my sight pin, my pin only stays in the X for a second before it's out in the 9 again. With this bow, the pin's just sitting in the X. It's just sitting there, it's not moving. I haven't done anything with the stabilizers. The bow feels easy. It feels less twitchy, I'm going to say, than the Remedy. Not that I shot well with Remedy. Like, I shot good scores with it. I feel like I shoot better scores with the Result. So let's go and have a look what it's like, having not seen the scores. So I'm up at the target. Look, it's a pretty good group. Now, they're not all 10s. There's a couple out to the side, but the majority of them are 10s. I felt like all those arrows were touching. It felt so simple, felt so... normally I have to work. So normally I'm working for the shot, my muscles are fatigued, and I'm 60 pounds, nothing. No muscles, aches at all in my body and my shoulders. 60 pounds, nothing. I'm going to say the Remedy is easier to draw by a little bit. The bow feels like a bit over 50 to shoot. Now you're going to say, well, is it easier than the PSE? The PSE is a nice draw cycle. And it's a different draw cycle because the Elite sort of dumps off more into the valley, which I would move that draw stop up a little bit to make it feel a bit more like the PSE, so it sort of doesn't drop into more of a valley. I would have less let off by moving that draw stop forward, which I prefer. But overall, I thought the bow was absolutely beautiful, the Result, to shoot. I think it's finished nicely, and I think Elite have put enough technology into the bow that you go, this is cool. It's cool, you can adjust the modules to change the draw length by whatever factor you want, not half inches by anything. Although for a shop it's not as easy as going A means 29, B means 30. It's not that easy because you've just got to adjust it and then draw it back to check the draw length, because you can set it in so many infinite spots, so it's not as simple as like adjusting the PSE or a Hoyt draw length. You can then change this to stop on the draw stop, cable stop, to change the feel of it, to change the length of the valley. Love that. Then if you want that solid limb stop, you've got that. I love that. Love the look. I like the roller slides. I like the cable guard on the Result, that you can adjust it in or out. It feels very solid. It just looks like a really solid designed bow. So the paintwork looks excellent. I'm going to say one of the negatives is I think the red. I think they don't have a red, and red is just one of the stable colours. Red has got to be one of the major colours that people do, red and black colour theme, and Elite don't have that, which is one of the major reasons why I didn't shoot an Elite before, because they just didn't have the red, and all my gear was red and black. Price point is amazing. Now, it's not to say Elite won't up its price in 2022, because a lot of the companies are going up in price, freight's going up to Australia. At the moment, the Elite bows are very, very well priced in the marketplace. So let's just compare it where it's sitting in the marketplace. These are numbers off the top of my head. PSE Supra, $1,700 in the Australian marketplace. I think the Result is cheaper. I think it's 16 to 17. The Hoyt Altus, I think, is $2,200. So $600 difference between the Elite and the Hoyt. The Elite has all this functionality that the Hoyt doesn't have. It's got the cable guards, adjustable, the twin arrow holes, the adjustability on the limbs, the adjustability on the draw stops, the adjustability on the draw length, the adjustability on limb stops. Hoyt doesn't have that, and it's 22. I'm going to say the paintwork is better on the Elite. The Mathews TRG, about $2,200. Module base, so you've got to buy modules to adjust it, and it doesn't have all those, you can't change it, you know, like 1/4 inches, you can't change the lead off without changing modules. It doesn't have limb stops, it doesn't have the ability to tune like the Elite has got. I think the problem with Bowtech is it's so high in the Australian marketplace. It's like $2,500 for the equivalent bow, and that's a pretty cool bow. But it's 2.5 versus 16, 17. So I think it's too big a price gap between the both to, unless money's no object. So I think the Elite now, and I'm going to say Elite old school. So Elite a few years ago used to be sort of top end as far as price. They've really brought those prices down now, and they're really competitive at the top end. The bow, as far as drawing ability, I'm going to say it's very similar to the PSE, and it's worth trying. And if you are going to compare it to a PSE, change that draw stop. Change that draw stop so it doesn't lump into the valley, because I think you'll feel more comfortable with that. Now you might like the big valley, so it's there if you want it. I think the price point puts this bow at, it's a bow you've got to consider if you're getting into like top of the range target archery, because it's just got everything. It's finished nicely, the metal limb pockets, everything's good on this bow. The downside, if you're a big draw length, doesn't suit you. So if you're above 30 inches, the Result 38 may go, obviously will go beyond 30 inches, but if you need a bigger draw length, you're probably going to have to luck out with the Elite lineup, with their target bow. But for the average archer, this is a very interesting bow. The weight is good. It's about the same weight as all the other bows. Feels easy to shoot, and I would have no issues with this bow as far as, you know, shooting it and being worried about stuff. As far as like some bows some bows are harder for beginners to shoot. So I'm going to say the Mathews is a harder bow to shoot for a beginner, for someone who doesn't shoot a lot. The Hoyt with the SVX cam is a harder bow for someone to shoot. I'm going to say the PSE with the EM cam, especially on the Citation for some reason, is quite an aggressive bow, extremely fast, but very aggressive. Not as aggressive on the Supra. I'm not sure why that is, but this bow just feels soft and easy to shoot. Extremely quiet. Fully recommend it. Elite's a very solid company as far as if you have a problem that's generally fixed. And I've had so little problems, and the only problems I think I've had are dry fires, where people shoot without an arrow or they do something silly. And even then, they're pretty solid. So with that, I think we'll shoot an indoor round with it in another video and see what sort of score I shoot. So with that, enjoy the day. Thanks for watching. Bye.